How far would you go to keep your child safe, even from their mother? It started at 3:47 a.m. I woke up to my 12-year-old son, Eli, standing beside my bed, clutching his head. He's a quiet kid, never cries, never complains. But that night, his voice cracked when he whispered, "Dad, my head hurts." Then I saw it, a thin red streak running from his nose down to his shirt. I jumped up, grabbed a towel, tried to stop the bleeding. Water, pressure, nothing worked. Then I saw his pillow, not a few drops, a soaked, circular stain. Wrong. There's a silence fathers know, when instinct screams before reason can speak. By 4:12, we were in the ER. By 5:10, a doctor pulled me aside, calm, steady, eyes too careful. He said, "Sir, this needs to be reported." He didn't explain, didn't need to. I already felt it pressing against my ribs. "Reported to the police?" I asked. He nodded, couldn't meet my eyes. The nurse stayed with Eli. My wife said she was too shaken to come. I didn't argue. I hadn't argued in years. Silence had become our language. At the station, the officer asked me 2 questions. Any trauma? Anyone else in the house? I said no to the first, yes to the second. My wife. She's always home, always up early. Says she likes to watch Eli sleep. Used to sound sweet. Now it felt wrong. I remembered how she brushed past me last week like my touch burned her. The way her eyes shifted when she thought I wasn't looking. There's a distance you can feel before you can measure it. A silence that doesn't happen by accident. I thanked the officer, walked out, sat in my car. My hands didn't shake. Not because I wasn't scared, but because I already knew what I had to do. I started small, checked the clinic's online records. Too many ER visits in the last year, all when I was away. Accidents, falls. But Eli isn't clumsy. He's careful, just like me. The next morning, I asked him gently, "Hey buddy, you remember bumping your head? Falling off the bed?" He shrugged, eyes down. Didn't lie, just didn't answer. That silence hit harder than any words. So I checked the hallway cameras, the ones she didn't know I'd installed. Nothing recent, but 3 weeks ago, 2:17 a.m., there she was. She walked into his room and stayed 23 minutes. No water, no blanket, just watching. Then she leaned down. This is all. She want Ming down. I froze the frame. Her face was blank. Not loving, not angry, just nothing. The next morning, I found a crumpled note in Eli's backpack. In shaky pencil, "Mom hurts me when you leave." I called a forensic specialist I'd once helped during a lawsuit. Asked him to analyze the stains and bruises quietly. By Thursday, I had it all: impact patterns, direction of force, proof of deliberate harm. I printed it, put it in a folder, and waited. That night she came home late, said traffic was bad, didn't ask about Eli. I stood by the kitchen table and slid the folder toward her. "What is this?" she asked. She opened it, page by page. Confusion first, then fear, then that hollow guilt that always comes too late. I said nothing, just let her see it all. "What are you going to do?" she whispered. I set a small USB drive on the table. "That's everything," I said. "The report, the footage, the handwriting match. It's already been sent to the police and your licensing board. Franz." She covered her mouth. Tears finally came. Too late. "You'll never see him again," I told her. Not loud, not cruel, just final. Then I picked up the folder and walked out. Eli was waiting in the car. He looked up, half asleep, and smiled small, calm, safe. For the first time in months, his breathing was steady. The fear was gone. I didn't cry, not for her, not for the cost. Some stains never fade, but they remind you of what's real. She took his childhood, his not conscious, they do in Emba. I took her future. If you're still listening, protect the ones who can't protect themselves. And never ignore what your gut is trying to tell you.